You're listening to the Casual Sports Show.
Palmer stepping away at first. Palmer extending the play. Crosses the field. Larry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is going to take it into Green Bay territory.
The show exclusively known as the voice of the Arizona Cardinals fan club, the Bird Gang.
Fitzgerald inside the 30, the 20. It's over. It's insane.
Now with your host, Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E.
Bird Gang on three. 1, 2, 3. Bird Gang.
Welcome back into the Casual House, Bird Gang, Suns Nation. As sports slowly makes its way back. Welcome into the Casual Sports Show. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell, and the other square over there. And you want to follow us, go ahead and hit us up at our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter pages, all with the same tab, Casual Sports, K-A-Z-U-A-L, with a Z at the end of the word sports. Y'all already know that. In case you didn't know, you can also still download the mobile apps for Android and Apple right there on our website at www.ksrnaz.com. And a lot is still going on in today's world, man. And what's going on over there, man? How you doing?
Man, we be steady mobbing, man. We're trying to stay alive over here, man.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's about staying alive, period, these days, man. Have you noticed, like, I don't know if you noticed this, there's a lot of tension in the air when you're outside. Have you been outside lately?
Well, I went to Safe Light to get my glass replaced from my van. I got the oil changed. I came back, and all of a sudden there's a crack all the way up through the van windshield. So got that replaced.
Ride through the canyons?
Huh?
Was that ride through the canyons?
No, that was the different car I took up to Canyon Lake.
Hey.
Yeah, so I can't catch a break vehicle-wise, man. So, yeah, I don't know. I try not to go outside.
You try not to go outside.
At today's day and age, I try not to go outside.
It has a really weird feeling. And I don't know if it's just me, but when you walk around, it's like everybody's kind of like on edge, like they don't want to say the wrong thing to each other. You know, it just feels that way. So, I mean, I don't know.
That's
Maybe
fair. That's fair. I mean,
But,
I get that.
The rioting is still going on in certain areas, and then other places have peaceful protests still going on, and that's good. But nonetheless, we're still in this uproar right now, and it just feels like the world is like it's almost coming to an end. It's like this thing that what we know as normal is no more. It will never be again, it feels like.
Yeah.
But I hope that we can get back to some form of normalcy in this thing, and people can start to come together in this thing, man. That's the only way we're going to get through this thing. Probably need another dang on stimulus thing to calm some people down a little bit.
Oh, man. So you're saying money's going to fix all the problems? That's the one soundbite I keep forgetting to add. Pay that man his money. I need to add that.
Well, money in so many words almost makes this whole thing go around, right? I mean, look at sport.
They say money can't buy you love.
Going down and money's the issue. So, I mean, money does make things go around. although I will say this, that it is the root of evil.
There you go.
But people always miss the first part of that verse. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. Money ain't a dollar bill ain't never got up and hurt nobody.
But if if you got it under your pillow every night, then it's a problem.
There you go. Yeah, you love it more than anything else. That's when it causes you problems.
Yeah.
But man, we can definitely get into what's going on. Let's do what we normally do. We get back on schedule because last week's show was just like one of those shows that just felt like, oh man, where are we going?
We took a detour, but we had to.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, also too, so much for social distancing. I mean, I don't know if you got the report that.
Oh, it's way up.
Yeah,
it's all the way up.
New cases in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Climbing.
Yeah, it hurts.
As you're standing next to that person and you rioting, and no mask on, you're just causing this thing to keep going.
And you think if everyone rioted with their hands all the way out, we would take up more space. It would even look larger.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Stay away from each other, please. Stop touching each other.
This thing is going to get worse when the next season comes back, man. But
In the casual house.
we're in the house tonight. Of course, we got to stick to sports tonight. But we got NBA is already got something in place for playoffs and how they're coming back. They're not negotiating. They're not fighting with each other to try to figure it out. They got it done well before their season has to start up. So props to Adam Silver and all the dudes that did that in the NBA Association, the Players Association got together and got it done. 22 teams.
You know
22 teams got invited. 8 teams said, "See ya." So, but those 8 teams, I was thinking about this week. I was going, okay, wait a minute. What? I haven't heard any of those 8 teams get up and cry about it.
Yeah.
Because nobody said anything. So they have to be getting paid for those 8 games. They have to be.
There's got to be some sort of even distribution on the market share or on whatever they're making off of the TV deal.
Right. They got to get some percentage of it because they already checked out. They knew they wasn't playing regardless.
Right.
It didn't matter. And then the other 22 of those 22 is kind of weird. 13 in the West and 9 in the East. So this is pretty much almost, this whole thing really boils down to a battle for the West 8 spot.
As it should be. As it almost always is for the last decade.
Right, because the East, I mean, it's pretty much already set. What, one team that has to fight for that next spot?
And you could have probably argued making it just be 6 East teams and the rest be West teams. You could have made that argument.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe not 6, but you get my point.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but is it fair though? I mean, really, it doesn't really matter at this point. But I was really hoping for a actual tournament type thing.
Yeah, single elimination, do it college style.
Tournament style. I mean, I don't know what this thing's going to end up. I mean, first of all, when they busted out with it, I was like, it went over my head about a couple of times. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't understand what the heck they talking about. What are they talking about?
Yeah.
So we battling for the 8th spot, and from what I know, from what I see, the regular season is kaput, is done with. So my question is, where do they get the schedule from? Because they're not going to follow the actual schedule that was left, behind that they didn't get to finish. So have they made the schedule yet? Have they said anything about what the schedule will look like?
I haven't seen anything about a schedule, but I thought I heard something about 8 regular season games, quote unquote, to kind of get this all jump started. So I don't know. I feel like they almost don't even care about that schedule. Are they playing just the 8 games that they would have played when it stopped? I didn't get the particulars on that.
It can't be that because those 8 teams didn't get invited. What if you have that team on your schedule?
Right. I mean, you just, what do? You sub them out and you go to the next game, or?
Exactly. So this is a total revamped new 8-game schedule that you're only playing the playoff teams of the 22 teams that are in it. You have to play those teams.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be some hybrid of both, I think.
Those are going to be some highly competitive games when you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, you got to play the top seed guys. Hopefully the Suns don't have to play, the Lakers and Clippers, all in that same 8-game span. But, I mean, either way, you're going to be playing somebody that's fighting to get in this thing. So that's good. That always makes for good competition and good, good TV, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of weird, though, how I mean, it's not weird, but I guess it's okay. And then when you they said that they're going to be going by winning percentage. The winning percentage, especially when it comes in, like a tie, somebody ties with each other, they're going to go down. It's going to come down to winning percentage, and the front runner of the winning percentage from the 8th seed on down is the Portland Trailblazers. 439 winning percentage, and they were swept by the Pelicans. So how do they have a better winning percentage than the Pelicans?
Yeah, and the strength of schedule isn't quite the same.
But that's the deal. They have the upper hand in case the tie goes down between Sacramento, Memphis, and New Orleans, and then themselves if they pull up within a tie with those teams. But ask yourself this: Did it look like Memphis was going to actually hold on to that spot back before all this thing started? Because I thought they were starting to falter a little bit. I saw New Orleans coming strong, and I saw them lose 3 in a row. I think it was 2 or 3 in a row at that time. It looked like they were starting to falter.
It's hard to say how they would have ended up finishing out in a traditional sense, but I think they might have held on to it. I think they might have. I mean, just Ja Morant's willpower alone, I think, would have been able to keep them driving, but it's so weird to even try and think back to this season and remember what's what. I mean, I still think I'm in March.
It feels like last year's season now. It's like when you start watching it now, you're going to be like, last year they did. No, it's still this year.
Yeah, I already got an article pulled up with the latest Ball brother going number 1 to the Pistons.
Man. Oh, man.
LaMelo.
Yeah. I don't know where they see that as number 1, but okay, that's just how the hype kind of
That's how you get clicks, man.
That's how you do it. The hype does it for you. You ain't got to really do it. You ain't really got to be the best. Just got to get the hype. Let the hype help you.
Right. Oh, here we go. I have the 8 opponents for the Suns. The alleged 8 opponents.
Okay. Oh, alleged 8. So it's not really confirmed.
I wouldn't say it's confirmed yet until they start playing ball because this thing could fall apart at the last second. But it says Mavericks, Pacers, Clippers, Mavericks, Sixers, Wizards, Heat, and Thunder.
Ah, okay.
So,
like I said, choice some good competition, man.
Yeah, that Thunder one is going to be rough.
We're going to talk about the Suns later and their chances of actually doing this or doing something in this thing. But
what do you think about the NBA? They're only testing for PEDs during this whole thing, not banned substances, because that's already out there. That must have been one of the bargaining chips that they just, the Players Association will love this one. Here you go. We're only testing for PEDs. And Ayton's probably like, oh, crap, not again.
Well, anything outside of PEDs would be worse, right?
You would think. You would think.
I mean, you want to be tested for nothing hard. I guess. Yeah, I guess it's all right. All right with that. Knowing that they have to prepare for COVID and for testing for that, like probably every 2 weeks or every freaking night when they come to the gym.
Save the marijuana pee cups because you need something else.
Hey,
you need something.
Hey, now that's an open door now, right? So that can probably help some guys with some of these pain issues. You never know, but
it might.
It's going to be interesting. Another thing that helps the Suns in this, and we're going to talk about later too, is that LaMarcus Aldridge is out.
That's a big one. He's having
surgery. He called it quits. That's it. So there goes one team that's going to be handicapped, and we don't have to worry about that team. Well, I can't say we don't have to worry about.
It's the Patriot effect.
Makes it a little bit easier for the Suns. But what else we got on the board here we can talk about that's going on in the world of sports? Of course, is baseball coming back or trying to, or will they?
That's the bigger question. Will they? Will they ever get out of their own way to figure this out?
That's like I said, and like you know, we don't really cover baseball as much as we do with basketball and football, but still, it's still sports, and it's still one of those sports that it's like the big sports that you want. Even if you don't watch it, you still want it to go on because it's part of your. It just makes the year part of what the year is.
I love having baseball on, man, during the day. It just kind of just makes the day go.
Exactly. It is what it is. It's become a staple, even if you don't really keep up with it. For me, I always use it as my calendar. You know, it's like I know when football's getting ready to come back, and I know when and I start. And baseball helps me keep up with that. But now that it's not here and all this COVID stuff, it's all different anyway. But going forward, how long do you think it's going to take for them to allow in any sport fans back into the stadium? Because you got to what they're fighting about. In my estimation, I thought it was just for this season, but they're talking about future seasons as well, because this thing is going to affect baseball or any other sport for more than 2 to 3 years, right?
Or any other virus that may drum itself up. Exactly. The Korean Baseball League just played a game with stuffed animals in the crowd this time. So
I thought that was a meme.
That was real. That was real.
That's crazy.
That was real. Jeff Passan, he's got a tweet out that I'd like to read. One high-ranking official today said, in no uncertain terms, there will be baseball. The question is, will it be with the sides agreeing to a deal or with the league implementing a 48-game schedule, no expanded playoffs, and almost certainly a grievance filed by the union? There's a lot more tricky things to figure out for the MLB than it is for, like you said, the NBA, who's really just trying to salvage what's left. And the MLB is trying to get the most bang for their buck when the NBA is like, we'll just take whatever we can. Let's just go.
Exactly. 114 games the players want first. Now it's down to 76, and now you're saying the owners want 50 to 48. So, I mean, there's got to be a medium somewhere in between there. And what I loved all week long, Ken Kendricks made an appearance on Burns and Gambo's show, and that interview was an excellent interview. His answers finally, to me, sounded straight up, like no prep, no trying to make a script or anything. He just went after it and said he talked from the heart, pretty much, and it felt genuine. It just felt genuine to me. And I love what he said when he was talking about, are we going to lose baseball? Look what he said. It's pretty lengthy, but I mean, I love it.
You know, if we're, as we all say we are, stewards of the game, we can't let that happen. You know, we owe it to the game, independent of our bank accounts, independent of our players' wealth, the owners' wealth. We owe it to the game. The game is bigger than all of us, and we just can't let the season go by. We have the chance to be a healing force in a very difficult setting that we all live in, and somehow we're losing sight of that. I mean, recognize everybody on the player side and the owner side are people of real wealth. You know, some more wealthy than others, and the regular person on the street is saying these people have lost their minds. You know, they're arguing over money. And at a time when we badly need healing in our society, and sport can be that, and we should be the sport to take the lead on that. Thinkable to me that we're gonna end up damaging the future of our game because of selfishness, if I may.
Man, he hit that right on the nose, man. That's the fans' perspective right there.
Yeah,
straight up. Y'all rich people fighting over money. I mean, what else is new?
Yeah.
I mean, still, I would understand this even more if it was like a regular labor dispute during a regular season. But this COVID thing coming in changed the whole thing to where everybody has losses.
Yeah.
It ain't just players and owners. Everybody has losses. And how about taking the perspective from a fan's perspective? What do you think we look like in this whole thing?
Yeah.
I mean, the fan can't go to the freaking games anymore.
No, we can't even afford the popcorn or the value pack.
We can't afford anything, and at the same time, we're your salary.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how about chalking this thing up and saying, look, like NBA did, it is what it is. We're all going to lose a lot of freaking money. Just call it what it is. It's going to happen. Look, maybe 1, 2 years straight, maybe 3, who knows? So let's just come to a medium and think about the fans. He said it. They owe it to baseball to get this thing going. It shouldn't be a labor dispute. And I understand people have their money issues because some guys are making more than other guys, which is he also talked about. Those guys that are making more should be willing to sacrifice more.
Right. They got more cushion.
Exactly. I mean, it's that lowly guy that's at the bottom. How about those what are the guys that are not making it to the leagues yet?
How about the guys in Reno in AAA?
Yeah, there you go, AAA. I mean, how about trickling some of that money down to them? And think about everybody, just like when COVID came down, we all got on these PSAs, talk about we can all stick together, we can all do this together. Apparently not.
No.
Can't we do it together?
We can do it together with us, but we can't do it together with them, I guess. I mean, and the MLB has always been the other side of this two-sided coin where the NBA is kind of a little bit more open-minded, a little bit willing to buck the tradition and do something different and push the envelope and maybe get rid of things that are the times are changing, we should change. The MLB has never been that way.
Right.
They have always been set in concrete. Yep. This whole shot clock thing that was like 7 years ago they talked about that, and it finally came in, and it was just a botched idea.
Right.
The MLB is failing at this so much so, and they can't get out of their own way to see it, that they may end up folding because of this. Like, this could just kill baseball.
Imagine that. Can you imagine that? Wow,
No.
that would be bad. Now, I remember they had the strike back in what year was it? Oh man, it went back pretty far.
That was a pop quiz. 94?
94, 93, 94, one of those years.
I was 4.
And it was all about all this talk about baseball's been damaged and not repairable. You let this season go by, that's what's actually going to take place.
With the fans, which is more important.
Man, because at some point, fans are going to be able to get back into these buildings. And revenue, of course, runs everything. But you wanted them coming back happy. You want them coming back elated that baseball's back and they can enter that stadium again. You don't want them coming back feeling like, man, we got cheated, man. They didn't even let us. They didn't play this year at all.
Yeah,
that would be bad. That would be really bad on both sides, owner and players. Sorry,
here's the interesting
everybody
part.
looks bad in that situation.
If you're getting players that are deciding, you know what, I'm done with baseball, and they're throwing away their millions or whatever, fans will still watch baseball as long as the playing field is even.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's you and me suiting up, as long as everyone else in the whole league is you and me suiting up. Someone's going to watch it because the games are still going to be somewhat close. You know what I mean? Like, if the Yankees lose Giancarlo Stanton, but the rest of the league's still the same, like, yeah, it's going to be a little unfair. And they drop more, like, star players drop out, the playing field will get even. So fans will still watch. So players, leave if you want. Go ahead. Earl and I want to take a hit at a fastball, so go ahead.
Right. I thought it was really refreshing, though, to hear an owner talk like Kendricks talked, though. I mean, that was really refreshing to hear, because that's what it really comes down to. You have to look at whatever situation we're in right now. The economy's busted all up. The unemployment rate is plummeting. I mean, it's off the charts right now. Sports, like he said, always comes back to being that healing avenue to get things. Some people a little bit of getting away from that little bit of that reality and have something to kind of smile about when we're going through bad things. And there are major baseball fans out there, of course, that are really ticked off that don't get that opportunity right now. But I really don't think they're going to, let this thing go down to where they're not playing. Because one thing why I think that's because when they put that 114 games down and they said that we're not negotiating anymore, that was it. Now all of a sudden they're talking again. It's like nobody wants the season to go away at all. They got to play something. But it's just what I mean, because 50 games. Okay, you're gonna lose 50. You're gonna lose a lot of money in 50 games. You're gonna lose a lot of money in 114 games.
But you'll lose even more
games.
Yeah.
So I guess when it comes down to that old saying, something is better than nothing. And everybody has to take that mentality going into this negotiation. Something is better than nothing. Who cares about who's winning and who's not? Those owners, I think it's even. I think it's even on both sides. Everybody's going to lose out. It's not pretty. I don't see anybody winning over the other side. I mean, everybody's losing out.
To put it simply.
Yeah, basically.
You can't win!
No matter what you do, man.
Yeah. Hey, something is better than nothing. Well, like you said, get to that table and say, hey, let's come up with a number, man, and everybody agree on it. Because if you lose this season, you lose more than just this season. You lose a lot more than that going forward. When we get back, we got some Bird Gang announcements, and then we're going to jump into some Suns and Cardinals. Stick around with us, Bird Gang, Suns Nation. We will be right back after this word from some sponsors.
We're going to take a little break, but we'll be back in a while, so don't nobody go nowhere.
The end zone. Edmonds has a Cardinal touchdown. He's got 2 to
Your sports news and the best shows daily. Tune into the best internet station on the web.
Little jump shot is good. It's an 8-0.
Pollock leading off the second against Ross Stripley.
And a drive to left. That ball's got a chance, and that ball will fly out of here. Number 6.
KSRN Casual Sports Radio Network. Subscribe today.
KSRN Network, and we are working hard and working around the clock to keep you some fresh content during quarantine. But we all have a part, in case you forgot.
It's really pretty basic. Wash your hands often and well with soap and water. Cover your cough every time, and stay home when you're sick. Also, if you've recently traveled to a country like China where this novel coronavirus is spreading and you have symptoms, it's really important for you to call your doctor or your healthcare provider to let them know not only about your symptoms, but your travel history.
So let's do these steps that are necessary to keep us all safe, not only just in Arizona, but around the world. Follow the lines of the CDC and all the medical professionals. You're listening to Casual Sports Radio Network.
Hi, this is Ed Smith, host of the Easy Sports Talk Show. In addition to hosting the show every Saturday, did you know I'm also an inspirational and motivational speaker? Utilizing life experience in my 15-year professional sports career, I offer programs to a wide variety of audiences. Tips from the locker room to the boardroom and beyond. Whether you're a corporate executive, sports organization, or faith-based organization, Ed Smith Speaks can customize a team-building, motivational, and inspirational program to fill your needs. I'd love to come inspire and motivate your group to create lifelong shining moments. To learn more about booking me for your event, visit edsmithspeaks.com or contact me directly at info@edsmithspeaks.com.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
This is Cliff Kingsbury, and you're listening to the second best sounding voice in the Valley, Casual E, on the Casual Sports Show here on KSRN, Arizona.
All right, welcome back into the Casual House, Bird Gang, Sons Nation. And got a couple of announcements here. I usually have an intro for that, but I'm not going to play it because it's so long with this these announcements I want to go through real quick. There's only two, actually. So KSRN, of course, is going to be getting back into teaming up with CASA, and that stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates. These are volunteers that are appointed to speak on the behalf of neglected and abused children in the court system. Sean, you already know this is up your alley as far as when it comes to the foster system and all these things. We're teaming back up with them, and we're going to start getting this word out, because now with things that are going on right now, there are more kids that are going to be coming into this system doing the same thing. It's like a revolving thing going on and on. We got to get people aware of it. The Arians Foundation, of course, Bruce Arians and his lovely wife Christina, of course, turned us on to this and gave us the pretty much picking up where they left off when they left here. So they handed it to us. So we got to get to work, man. We're going to have CASA joining us at some point on the show. We're going to let them know, how we're going to move forward from there. Yeah. Another thing I want everybody, Bird Gang, if you're listening out there, and everybody that's, that follows the show on all our social media outlets, there's a father out there that is really, really desperate right now that needs help getting some legal representation to fight for his daughter. And this is one that touched my heart. He reached out to us, and his name is Christopher Salguero. That's Salguero. You can find him on Facebook. Again, Salguero on Facebook. He has a GoFundMe account to try to raise money to help in the aid of getting an attorney to fight for his daughter in a custody battle. It's an ugly battle, and before anybody asks me, yes, up until this point, the mom has been unfit, and all of a sudden now, because the dad is doing what he's supposed to do, and now it's becoming really ugly. But really, all that really matters is the 8-year-old little girl needs to be in the safest spot where she has a fighting chance to become something in this world, and instead of being in that same environment of the drug infested, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to get into details with that, but if you want some more information about that, Christopher can give it to you if you want to donate. Go to his Facebook page, Christopher Salguero, Salguero. If you can help with, of course, KSRN has already gave a donation, and we're trying to get a bunch of our followers to get on board with this guy, because this is a good dad that is getting the bad taste of, again, our system. Again, sometimes our system leans more toward the mother in these cases, regardless of what the mother is like. And he faced that today in his court hearing. He got really down and out because today the court system told him no matter what happens, he has to give the little girl back to the mother. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute, this is just not right. And there are circumstances that clearly say that she should not be in that environment. Where's our system that fights for the kid's sake and puts the kid where the kid needs to go? That's why we're teaming up with CASA. That's why we're doing all the things that we're doing in the community, because there's a lot of injustice going on out there, and our system needs to be changed in a lot of areas, and this is one of them. So if you guys can donate and give what you can give, I'm sure Christopher would appreciate it. I know little Mariah would appreciate it, and we would all appreciate it right here in KSRN. So if you can do that, Bird Gang, help us out. Again, go to Facebook. Christopher Salguero has a GoFundMe page to help get legal representation for his daughter in a custody battle. Thought I had to just let that out because that kind of touched me today, man. That was pretty, man. All right, so we're going with the Cardinals here. And it's not really much to talk about when it comes to the Cardinals right now because, of course, the training facility's been opened up. Coaches can come back and do what they're doing, but some things are not happening that we expect to happen, and that's
I got one for you.
You already know where I'm going. Okay, all these quarterbacks are taking their wide receivers out and starting to get acclimated with their wide receivers and stay refreshed. We have not heard Kyler Murray throw to his receivers, particularly his new one. Don't you think by now that should be taking place already?
Earl, we got 4 of the best hands in football on 2 different men. It ain't gonna matter where the ball's thrown. It doesn't matter what time the ball is thrown. Look, even Josh Weinfuss put out, Cliff Kingsbury thinks Kyler will be throwing to receivers on their own as early as next week. That was at 6 o'clock today. So we got it taken care of. What's new with the Cardinals? It don't matter what's new with the Cardinals. We got D-Hop and Larry Fitzgerald on the same team. How are you still not high on this?
Oh, I'm high on it. But hey, I know one thing, and I've seen a lot of football. I've been around this game long enough to know chemistry is everything when it comes to quarterback and wide receiver. I don't care how good that receiver is, because the level of play in the NFL is so high. You can't just dismiss that guy on the other side. He gets paid too. He's a professional as well.
Earl,
you have to be on.
Come on, man.
Yeah, well, hey, I live in absolutes. I don't live in ifs and what ifs. That's the reality of the matter. You need to have some type of chemistry to a receiver you've never thrown the ball to. I guarantee you, if you don't do that, you're going to be behind the 8 ball first. And secondly, you're going to throw a lot of interceptions.
It's possible.
It's just how it goes.
You know what else we didn't expect? Actually, I didn't know you were going that route. I actually thought you were going a different route. 'Cause this is the first article I saw pop up when I was looking at Cardinals news. Cardinals Kingsbury likes a happy Patrick Peterson. We did not expect a happy Patrick Peterson, and we got one this season. We got a happy Patrick Peterson. How about that?
I'm gonna tell you this: Patrick ain't stupid. Patrick looked at that roster and the people and the moves they made. Like, what the hell am I doing? I better get in line and get on board.
I guess I better be happy.
He better be happy. What else is he gonna be? I mean,
I don't know.
On paper, and we say this every year, and every team says this every year, especially the Raiders. on paper, sorry, Jay. On paper, we look good, man. How many times have you heard that? And how many times has
From Peterson? A lot.
How many times has chemistry busted that whole thing up?
Oh, yeah.
All the more reason why Kyler needs to get to throwing to this receiver, because I'm telling you, it's crucial.
Yeah.
Especially in this COVID-19 season. You've missed rookie camp. You missed mandatory OTAs. You're behind the 8 ball. All teams are. And so whoever comes out with an edge is going to be that team that's probably going to surprise. So
that's fair.
Let's get to work, man. What the hell? I mean, I do see Kyler throwing, though. He looks good throwing. I see him throwing, but he's not throwing to NFL receivers. He's just throwing to his own guys or whatever, but maybe college probably. I've seen him throwing the ball, though, but not to actual wide receivers. So you said this week, so let's see if that goes down. Hopefully, I'm sure it has to, because at some point you got to get something going.
Yeah.
So another thing, of course, here we can talk about. D. Hop himself declared himself the best wide receiver in football. Do you agree with that? Because I know Michael Thomas and Julio Jones will definitely have something to say about that.
You know what? I love Hopkins' point on why they would have something to say about that. Well, they had 2 pretty good quarterbacks.
They sure have. All their careers.
The whole careers.
Yeah, all their careers. And
what has D. Hop had? Not much. Besides Watson, not much.
Any advice about that? Just talk to Larry. He's right there.
Larry knows. This is
22 different.
This is his mini me. We literally got his mini me, and I don't have a soundbite for that. Now I really got to step up my sound bites.
So yeah, I think he is like top 3, of course. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Julio's a bad dude, man. I mean, that's a bad dude. When you look at size and strength and skill, and I mean, he's lacking that good speed. But Hop is not speed either.
Hop's a freak.
No, he's a freak. Both them guys are a freak. Matter of fact, all 3 of them are. So I don't know. I just think if there's a 1, 2, 3 as one, it would be those 3 guys. And everybody else is kind of like trying to catch him.
I'll put it this way. Julio is probably the only other receiver that I would have freaked out as much as I did when I heard about Hopkins being traded. I wouldn't have freaked out as much about Michael Thomas.
Correct.
I would have freaked out if I heard about Julio. I want to say Hopkins is a little younger, though, so I like the Hopkins move better, and I'll take Hopkins.
That's a good point. Okay. But nevertheless, we got him.
Yeah, we did.
That's all that freaking matters right now.
Yeah, 3 years younger than Julio. I just want to do the math for sure. 3 years.
Here's a question that I want to pose. Why do you think that he's not throwing with Kyler right now? Do you think that's got a lot to do with his contract situation?
No, I mean, Hopkins is doing a lot right now. He's even trying to put pressure on Clemson. I was just tipping on an article for removing slave owner's name from something with Clemson. So he's traveling a lot. He's out and about. He's doing stuff, and I'm sure Kyler's here just working. So I don't think it's a contract thing at all. I mean, Hopkins is excited to be here. I mean, he showed that already by giving to his community, like 3 days after he was brought here. So I think Hopkins is ready to do it, and I think he's even kind of like, I know the kid can play, and I know I can catch, so whatever. Like, we're good.
Let me jump back on what you talked about a little bit, the Patrick Peterson thing. Do you throw the C back on his chest?
You don't just throw it on there. It's earned. It's 100% earned. And now you got another Pro Bowler coming into the building.
Right.
Now we're going to have 2 captains that are wide receivers. I don't know. You can't take it from Larry. That thing's changing colors with how many times he's gotten it. You can't take that away. That thing's going to be like gold plated by this season, right? It's going to be like metal.
That just comes as a part of it. Permanent.
Yeah, it's
going to be, Patrick, like, I'm glad you said that, because there's still a level of having to come back and earn it, even though you have been one of the top corners in the league, even though you have this resume behind you.
Yeah.
The things you pulled off last year still have some ramifications.
Yeah.
So here you are. You have to come in and prove it, and hopefully it only take Pat 1 or 2 games, because we come back and ball out, and that's going to forgive everything.
Because I'll counter your question with this one. Do you give your second-year quarterback the captain's spot? Typically, a quarterback is a captain. And are you going to take it away from Larry? No. What about Chandler Jones? What about a special teams guy? Those spots just came up real quick.
I would imagine that Kyler would start to tug on that captain mid-season.
Okay.
I would think so, because by that time he already has the voice in the huddle. Everybody's following him. He knows that.
Right.
Now it's just your action from there. Now you start stacking wins. That's it.
Wins with your play, not just some luck wins.
That's it. You start stacking wins and you're winning because of you. Yeah, that's it. He'll take that captain thing over real quick. And everybody and the vets will follow him, because they already follow him. They love the kid. They figure they got a better chance with him than anybody else, of course, in there. That's their franchise guy. But, yeah, I don't think you throw captain on him right out of the gate. Yeah, there's still a level of him having to prove something, too. So, yeah, you definitely not taking it out of Larry. That's going to be the guy that's going to be the guy.
So I say you go Larry, lockdown. Chandler, lockdown.
Right.
Special teams, I would probably give – is Andy Lee still going to be around?
Yes.
No, I'd give it to Andy Lee. So there's 3. You only got, one left? Typically, it's only 4, right? So –
yeah, usually.
It's either going to be Peterson, Murray, or Hopkins.
Do you think it could be one of Peterson's counterparts? Buddha, maybe?
No. I don't think you give it to Buddha if Patrick's still on the roster.
Right. That would be something but that would open his eyes up, though, get him playing like he's,
I don't think Cliff's that guy.
Nah,
Cliff's not that guy to be like, pay attention. No, he's not. He's here. Have your cell phone break. That's what he's more about that.
Have a cell phone break.
That's what the players love, their cell phone breaks.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Let me take another quick break here real quick and get back fast. Get that Suns talk going, because last week you posed the question of will they have a chance to actually win this thing?
Yeah, they do.
Of course, the odds came down, what? 25 to 1 or something like that? Or 10,000 to 1 or something like that?
Not good.
Yeah, but we'll check that out when we get back. Casual Sports Show right here on KSRN, AZ.com. Stick around.
Hey, yo, what's good, Bird Gang? This is Jay Love. And where do you go when you want to get all the information about the Arizona Cardinals? Of course, you come to Casual Sports in the Casual House. You can.
Maduro's Fine Cigars and Tobacco, located at 4991 South Alma School in Chandler, is the new standard of excellence in the cigar lounge industry. From aficionado to novice smokers, Maduro's has something for everyone. From cigar events, pipe club, live music, and ladies' night, the monthly event calendar is loaded with entertainment options. Come tour the impressive 500-square-foot humidor and sample some of the finest cigars from around the world. Maduro's has 96 private lockers in the clubhouse, another 75 in the humidor. Membership is $300, which includes 10% off all your purchases. For hours and event information, visit MaduroSticks.com. That's MaduroStix. Or call 480-883-8888. Maduro's, the official hotline sponsor and cigar lounge of the Easy Sports Talk Show. Time to get your sticks and light them up.
This is Larry Fitzgerald. You listen to the exclusive voice of the Bird Gang, Casual Sports.
Welcome back into the Casual House. Bird Gang, Suns Nation, and all the sports fans out there in Arizona. Okay, man. Now you got to convince me that the Suns have a shot to do some damage in this thing on 22-team playoff.
It's over. Nothing is over. Nothing.
I got that for you right there. You ready? Does that work?
I should have known you was gonna come with something
right out the bat.
Like yeah, but man, they got it. So you say they have a chance.
You're saying they have a chance.
just getting in is enough. But what do they have to prove? What do you think they prove in getting into this pretty much gift of giving them some playoff experience, if it is just one game?
If they get in, I don't think it's enough, right? It's good, but how they get in, I think matters more. I think if you've got 25 and 12 from DeAndre Ayton, if Oubre comes back, averages 22, you got Booker averaging 35, and that's what you're looking at. That's the Sun squad you're looking at. That is everything that you ever need as a Suns fan, because next year is going to be incredible. Incredible.
Have you been playing 2K20?
No. I ain't got no time for that.
Those are stats that you would probably find all three of them together doing in 2K sports, NBA basketball, which is a video game, in case y'all don't know that. But really, we haven't seen that all year long.
I know.
All those guys together, first of all, for that long a period of time. Then, again, I hate to be that dang on broken record, but chemistry is everything. These guys haven't played together, especially right now. I mean, but you can catch fire, though, because you have been together at some point. You know each other. But the competition is what gets me. The competition is like, man, I don't know. I see us getting some experience, and that's going to help them going forward.
Yeah.
To win the whole thing?
I'm just saying. Booker came from Kentucky, man. They're used to this stuff.
You better go down to Vegas real quick if you think that they got that chance to win and throw down that 10,001. Because
I'm not going to put no money on it.
Nah, I wouldn't either. Oh, man. But the 8 other, the schedule we talked about earlier, is that in any kind of order? That's just, those are speculation teams that you said.
I think those are the teams, but I don't know about the order necessarily. That order could be right, because Mavericks are on there twice, but they're not. It's not like Mavericks times 2, so it could be this order. No dates set yet, obviously, but those are the teams. So you're looking at Thunder, Heat. They play us really well. Mavericks are going to play us really well twice. Clippers. I think you got a shot getting, I say Pacers you could win, Sixers you could win, Wizards you could win, but you got to steal more than that. I mean, you got to win out basically to get in. So
they play pretty good against East teams. They beat Milwaukee.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. But the Spurs has been their killer, of course, and the Spurs, like we said earlier, are handicapped. So I think the Spurs are pretty much just saying we just want to get some tune-ups and we out of this thing.
Right.
Most of these bottom feeders of this 22 teams are pretty much just going to tune up the real teams. But there could be 1 or 2 teams in here that just catch fire and start to get gel together and be a good team and be better and be a hard out.
Right. I think the Suns can be that team.
We want to be that. We want to see that, because you know what that would do for us, or for me at least, it would show me that all the moves that James Jones has made up to this point are all it's going somewhere.
Yeah.
It's going to show us next year. Oh man, I can't wait till next year. If they just take a team to its limit, or scare the hell out of one of these top teams to the point where they played that team too really good, or and come out of the gate strong. 8 games.
And that's why I'm saying how they do it is the most important part, because Booker all career long in the NBA is, I want to be in the playoffs. I hate losing. I'm used to winning. The Kyler Murray stuff, I don't lose. This stuff, here's your chance. This is the closest thing to the playoffs you've ever been. Ever.
See, that's where all the question marks come in, though, because he's never even been there. So how do you react being there?
Put your head down and dominate.
Though, because you can say, regardless of how you ended up getting there, it's experience.
Yeah.
And that goes a long way. But in the Suns' case, man, I'm telling you, when you sit out for this longer period of time, you know how long it takes you to get back into a flow of being able to shoot perimeter shots? If I'm the Suns, I'm riding Ayton in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Or pick and roll.
Take it back to old school where it goes inside to out instead of outside in these days.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a shot because that he can score in the paint.
Yeah. I mean, I look at him like a lengthier Amari Stoudemire. You just do pick and rolls all day? Come on.
Man, I think we need to lean on him and go inside out, play inside out, and stop all this three-point shooting crap because it's gonna be tough to get that three-pointer to drop coming off of this layoff. That's gonna be tough for any team that shoots a lot of threes to get into that rhythm of shooting threes the way they were shooting it before this thing started.
We got old world basketball with Earl Burnett.
Booker, and if I'm Book, man, everything coming to the rack.
Yeah.
Don't settle for nothing outside unless it's just a good outside shot that's got set up by the inside.
Right.
Ride dame paint, man.
Drop 20 and then shoot a three.
Paint.
When you drop 20, then you can shoot a three. How about that?
Yeah, the heat check. You drop 20, then you can go ahead and shoot a three.
Now you can shoot threes. You're good. You got 20. Okay, you can shoot now. You're good.
It's so interesting to see how this goes down because there's a lot of things that can disrupt all these teams.
Yeah.
I mean, no fans. You're in Florida. You're in Orlando, Florida. I mean, does the advantage go to the Heat and Orlando because they're at home in their own backyard? Does it matter? No fans are in the stadium.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird.
You see Damian Lillard if he's actually gonna be there. You see Damian Lillard shooting a shot, hitting a buzzer beater, and going on the scorer's table and going, "This is my." Oh wait, no, there's no one here. I can't.
Nobody yell to, nobody to wave bye. Well, the team's on the court, you can wave bye to.
Yeah, but that's
it. Talking to the fans and man, that's gonna look really weird. I mean, I'm trying to even picture it. It's a game that counts as a playoff game. Do you remember when we went down to Vegas and did the Summer League? Even the Summer League got a crowd. I mean, I know we don't have a crowd.
They were all drunk, but they were a crowd.
I know we don't have the crowd, but I'm saying that crowd after the first few games scattered, and it was like an empty building.
Yeah.
It's going to look worse than that.
Yeah, it's going to look bad.
You're going to be able to hear the teardrops. I mean, you're going to be able to hear every grunt. You're going to hear every curse word, everything that goes down. You'll be able to hear, unless they open that up. I'm pretty sure they'll probably tie that up where you can't. But
they're going to take the mics off the hoop because, you're going to hear too much. Too much.
I think the cameras are not going to focus on the buildings. I think the cameras are going to keep that camera only on the floor.
I heard that they're debating on piping in some 2K crowd noise, which is interesting.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. Pipe in, you got to do something because, man, and how do you do that? Do you do that only for the home team, or do you just 2K the crowd for everybody?
Everything. Yeah, might as well.
So, hey, man, that's going to be really,
if you're going to do it, you better make Bill Walton be the commentator for the whole thing.
Oh, my goodness. Please. No.
The fabulous shot by Damian Lillard.
That would make the experience even more gut-wrenching. Come on, man. Nobody want to sit and listen to him.
No, but you do it, and you have him like in a little box on the screen, and you just see him like talking the whole time.
Yeah. Sound like he's always chewing gum or something.
This is the time for the NBA to experiment with different viewing things because the game and all games are getting more at-home based. Not just because of a virus, but in general. Baseball was seeing tons of more viewers in the couches than in the stadiums. So why not try something different? Why not have live ticker Twitter feed of something going on from other players or Bill Walton's face in the corner? I mean, you could do different things. You can experiment.
Some those social media people on those teams are going to find some creative way to kind of.
They have to.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting to see. But here's another question for you: has Disney opened back up yet?
Not yet. Disneyland, I know, definitely hasn't. Disney World, I don't know.
Because everything else is starting to open up. I'm like, okay, they're not letting nobody back in Disney. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, how's that going to play out? How's that going to work with families, the ball boy, I mean, you just name it, camera crews. Are they letting the media in? Do we get a shot at this thing?
I doubt it. I mean, the Disney World sounds like it's June 22nd, but I'm assuming ball boys and stuff, that's going to be on you, refs. You're going to have to go find the basketball when it rolls out to nobody in the stands. Just go jog down there and get it. You're going to have to. There's no cameramen laying down anymore. They're not allowed either. It's just going to be
Glad it's basketball.
The tracker cam, and that's it. They need to get the overhead cam like they do in football, because you're not going to have all the cameramen down there. So you might as well get that zoom cam in and right on DeAndre's head because he's running right behind the camera. Oh, it's too low. Yeah, that could happen.
This is going to play on a lot of these guys' psyche, though, because usually when you balling and doing something good on the court, that crowd noise pumps you up and gets you going and gets those juices flowing. How you going to manufacture?
I know exactly how you're going to do that. AirPods. Everyone gets a pair of AirPods. Everyone comes in, a pair of AirPods, and it's just their own 2K hype noise. Yeah.
Social distancing. How you go wrong with that? Let's take a trip back into history, see what happened on, June 8th today?
That's what I keep trying to tell you. Today's the 8th.
It's hard to keep up with these days when you're sitting up in a cave, chilling.
Sports Almanac.
What we're going to do right here is go back, way back into time.
That's a 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
Get ready to get down, boy. Get ready to get down, boy.
Back down memory lane. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good! And the Blazers win the series.
I remember it vividly.
Here comes Richardson. Here's the throw for Markakis. Richardson is setting. Derek Jeter ends his final game with a walk-off single. Derek Jeter.
This is it. I remember.
Sports Almanac.
This day in history, 1982, the 36th NBA championship. The Lakers beat the Philadelphia 76ers 4-2. Also on this same day, but not in 82, of course, it was 86. The Celtics beat the Houston Rockets, the same 40. Man, that takes me back. I remember those games. Yeah, I'm old. I'm sorry. I remember those games because I can remember the blood bath, pretty much like in the paint with those teams. I mean, that's basketball to me. When I see 1982 and 86 in the championship, that's basketball.
You think
to me.
blood?
Yeah, it just. I mean, I get this vivid thought of who was it that just beat Lambeer up? Dang it, the Chief. The Chief was pounding down on his face. It was a common foul.
Yeah.
And 2-3 blows in. It's like, wow. But that's basketball to me. But what else is going down in history, man?
I'll take this one from you. 2002 French Open women's tennis. Serena Williams beats her sister for her first French title.
I remember that. Wow. That's pretty good. Any more you got?
I got a baseball one. This won't hurt Diamondbacks fans. Today was the day that we drafted now star of the Braves, Dansby Swanson.
Wow.
Could have been a D-back.
Yeah. There's a lot of players that could have been D-backs or were D-backs and end up being good somewhere else. That always happens.
Seems to be a common trend, my friend.
For some reason. I have no idea why. Let's see here. We got any birthdays going down? While we got the last few minutes here going on.
Birthdays. You're going to have to make me go back. Back in time. Let's see here. Ooh.
Damn, Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer go all the way back to 2007. They were winning, but they still doing it today.
I don't know how you could play tennis that long into your life without your knees blowing out.
Them dudes know how to play it, though, better than anybody in the world. Oh, my goodness. 2018 finals, the Warriors beat the Cleveland Cavaliers on this day.
As far as birthdays, not so many good birthdays. No one that we would know.
I like going back into history because it takes you back, especially me. I'm sorry, like I said, I might be that old dog that's that guy like get off my grass, whatever you want to call it. But I love the old school game. Thank you for coming in, Bird Gang, again. Man, we love doing this show every Monday for you. Come in again to the Casual House with us next week. Going to try to have a guest in here for you as well. And do me a favor again, Bird Game, if you can. Go to the GoFundMe page on Facebook for Christopher Salguero, Salguero, and go ahead and donate for us if you can. We really would appreciate it. Thanks again, Bird Gang, for coming in. We'll catch you next week. Peace.
See you.